Am I the butthole for putting ugly one-way mirrors on the windows facing one of my neighbors because I saw the husband looking in my windows? I live in an apartment on the ground floor of a house that was converted to apartments. My neighbors, one street over but the back of their house faces the back of the house I live in, can see my whole backyard and vice versa. My apartment has a whole wall of windows that are on the back of the house. It's gorgeous and is a big reason I picked the place. I love keeping plants and it let in a lot of light. Looking out, there is the neighbor's backyard which is large and comes up close to my place. The property line is maybe 10 or 15 feet from my windows. Once it has gotten to be warm out, I've noticed the husband of the family who owns that house looking into my apartment a lot. Even sometimes, I'll look up and see him, look away then look back minutes later and he's still looking. So I started shutting the shades during the day, but that was kind of annoying. My place is a dark cramped shoebox without the windows open. And I can't do that for too long because the plants were struggling without light. So I bought these window coverings that make windows into one-way mirrors. During the day when it is light out, my windows look just like mirrors now. From the inside, it looks pretty much the same. The windows look tinted slightly darker, but that's it. From the outside, you can't see in at all. It looks exactly like mirrors. The section of windows it's applied to is about 8 feet high and 20 feet wide. After a week of the window coverings being up, both of the parents from the neighbor's house came to my door and wanted to talk to me. The wife was complaining about the windows for a lot of reasons. They were ugly. It was uncomfortable, especially for the teens and their friends, to have a huge mirror adjacent to the swimming pool. It's at a time that they feel insecure about looks and they have lost interest in hanging out by the pool. In the afternoon and evening, it was reflecting a lot of extra sunlight into their backyard. They couldn't enjoy eating dinner on the back porch with the sun in their eyes. I said sorry about the inconvenience, but I wanted it for privacy. They both pushed back on that some, and I said that I needed privacy because of the husband starting. He started denying it in front of his wife, and so I took out my phone where I'd taken pictures and sent it to my group of friends, and showed her a couple pictures of him gaping at my apartment and the text from that time. He got mad and said he incidentally looked over, and the 8-foot by 20-foot mirror was a crazy overreaction. I said that I'd like to keep it, and that I was sorry, but frankly this was avoidable. I think they're both mad because they called my landlord, who brushed them off. Am I the butthole for putting the mirrored film on my windows? Not the butthole. You proved that you needed the privacy because her husband is a creep and they're upset for being called out. You don't owe them anything, and if your landlord hasn't contacted you about it, then you don't need to do anything that you don't want to. He's only mentioned offhand that he got a call from the neighbors. He brushed them off, saying he didn't care, and he just wanted to know how they got his number. I said I didn't give them his number and that maybe they found it on one of his listings online. That was it. Did you explain the situation to your landlord so he knows what's going on? Many of the comments here are condemning you for being a renter and making trouble for the people actually own their houses, but if you're not breaking any laws and your landlord is fine with what you're doing with their property, for the sake of your comfort and privacy, which is the key point to why you put those windows up in the first place, then you do you. Love that you even took pictures of the husband staring into your window on more than one occasion. Renting or owning shouldn't make any difference. Privacy is precious. Right? What an elitist view. Only people who own their homes deserve privacy. And owners get to be creepy without consequences? Laughing out loud. It's so gross. There's basically a whole generation or two of people who can't afford to buy a home and are forced into renting due to no fault of their own, i.e. due to 1980s onwards economic policies. Those people should be able to treat the place they rent as their home and as a private space. I had landlords once who used to just barge in whenever they felt like it with no notice, and when we pointed out they weren't allowed to do that by law, they got extremely angry because it was their house. It's like, yes, you are lucky enough to own this property and make money off me living in it, but this is my home. Everyone deserves a home. And a huge part of having a home is not having to deal with intrusive people coming in or staring at you all the time. I had a landlord that told his maintenance guy to just climb through the window of my occupied apartment since he didn't have a key. I remember when we broke our lease, had a move-out date set up, and our apartment manager tried to schedule an appointment for a showing, while we were both sleeping during the day. I'm like, the F you aren't. I have medications in my bathroom, we're sleeping, And I don't want random strangers poking through my crap. You can effing wait. Like, it was so over the top. We were literally moving out in 5 days, like you couldn't effing wait? My landlord gave me a week's notice to move out. I pointed out that's illegal and said I would be staying 30 days while I find a new living arrangement, so he cut off the gas and power to my house in the middle of winter, during a snowstorm, in a house with almost no insulation, without telling me. I woke up at 5 a.m. absolutely freezing and went to a neighbor's house to get warm and stay the night. I could have died. Edit. This dude also went into my house when I wasn't home and snooped around while I was renting. He texted me once about my laundry pulling up in my room, and I was pissed because why the heck was he in my bedroom while I was at work? Hope you reported him. I'm currently fighting with my landlord's realtor because he wants to show my apartment while my husband is recovering from COVID complications. Sorry, bud. You can bang on the door all you want, but I'm not letting you in. That's effed up. You can literally sue them for breaking and entering for this. I was subletting and was gone for the weekend but had my pet camera set up facing the door. I got a notification saying my furbo had spotted a person, my landlord, who was entering without good reason and without notice. Sent the video to my lawyer, sued her, and won a fair amount of money for it. The ranks of the renter class grow every single day. Every successive generation feels the economic shocks and collapses more and more than the last, and which each successive crisis those in power consolidate their wealth and power. Until we can collectively come together for ourselves and each other, and future generations, the wheel will continue to turn and everything will get worse. Edit. Which to which? When I was 19, I woke up to my landlord's office manager standing in my bedroom just looking at me. We were both female, so I didn't get alarmed that way, but I definitely did a WTF. It's amazing how bold some people are. There's some serious weird butt bootlickers on Reddit who think we should all be paying fealty to our feudal lords. It's literally medieval landowner crap. It's awful. Landlords should have died out with serfs and lords. Serfs and lords are back, only now they're called minimum wage workers, and capitalists. Billionaires are the kings and queens. Oh, you have no idea. Go check out r/landlord. There are literally discussions about having sex with tenants in exchange for rent. And they all circle jerk each other and make it out to be no big deal. Edit. It seems I was mistaken about r/landlord being the sub where these discussions took place. I apologize for stating this without doing my due diligence. However, I stand by the statement there is a sub where landlords discuss vile sex transactions and other tenant-bashing behaviors. Reddit link. I think I'll just take your word for it. I don't know how I stumbled upon this one day, but I was perusing Reddit and somehow ended up on that sub. I was honestly disgusted with the discussions they were having. They seriously act like tenants are scum of the earth and that tenant protection laws are inhibiting landlords' ability to make money blah blah blah. Then I see multiple posts titled something like how to approach female tenant to discuss trading sex for rent. I couldn't believe this. The sad part is that a large portion of that sub are 100% A-okay with this behavior, and that is just disgusting. There seems to be this idea that renters are temporary while owners are permanent, so you should be the one to accommodate others. Neither is really accurate, and I disagree anyway. That's ridiculous. I've been renting the same house for 5 years and the house next to us has been bought and sold twice in that time. If anything, I'm the permanent resident. I just have no interest in owning my own home right now. People are just buttholes, I guess. Yeah, they totally accidentally just said landowners be as creepy as you want to the serf women. Where's the lie though? People with this kind of logic would probably love if Primi Noctis became a modern law. Original poster deserves privacy. I can see sometimes there would be limits to what you can do within a rented property. For example, if the renter was to modify the house that lowers the house's value in a way that's not easily reversed, the owner would have a right to be upset. The renter could back out of the lease or up and die unexpectedly. The owner would want to maintain value and appearances within the house to attract future renters, sell their assets, or move into their property. Costing the owner future revenue is kind of an odd move. Plus in this case, it sounds like original poster just put up some kind of film/screen over the existing windows. It's not like they went in and replaced the glass itself. Those films take a little effort to remove sometimes, but it's nothing permanent that would devalue the property itself. I have frosted glass film on some of my windows since I can't have blinds or curtains. I own the house. I just have pets and they love to destroy those things. I looked into the ones original poster has and they are super cool. During the day. At night when you have lights on in the house, the mirror ones offer no privacy. You can see right in, so I had to opt for not being able to see out the lower portion of the window because of privacy, also decency I suppose. Yep. And in some states, it's considered illegal/uninhabitable if you don't have adequate privacy, like blinds that don't hang low enough to where people can still peer through, for example. I hate blinds with a passion because they cover some of the window when they are open. I would totally do this one-way mirror stuff in my sunroom. Get them slightly oversized with an outside mount and hang them on the window header, just above the frame, so the bottom of the blinds when raised just cover the top of the window. It's an old interior design trick to make a space seem larger. I hate blinds because animals and children seem to enjoy destroying them. I didn't know one-way mirror window coverings existed and am off to Google to look it up. Laughing out loud. 100%. Tilda here in LA, lack of window coverings is definitely one of the things that make an apartment uninhabitable. Tilda added, uninhabitable is a legal term, not just a lay opinion. Edit. Thanks to a Redditor who asked for a citation, I realize I mixed up window coverings and locks as required on rental units. But uninhabitable is still a legal definition. Not only that, we don't know that the neighbors don't also rent. Yeah, I'm interested what Buttwipe thinks there is a difference. Although I would go a step beyond and put a camera facing the back property. Just to have that leverage for the future. People are shaming her for renting. WTF. Shame the landlords. It is nearly impossible for many people to be approved for a loan, and it's not our fault. People can get approved for a $2,000 rental and get denied a $800 mortgage. This makes me so unbelievably mad. There was literally just a big article the other day about landlords and corporations buying up the houses, creating a seller's market. They can afford to pay higher prices and we regular people can't. As if landowners get some inherent right to peep on renters. Get the F out, with that classist baloney. Also, there are people who move to a new town or state who rent first. Every time we've moved to a new state, we rent first. To me, buying a house in a new state, unless you already know the place, isn't smart. What if you hate it? We like to get to know where we are living first. Then we can decide if we want to buy in that area or somewhere else. Just dropping in to say, please be aware that those one-way mirror films only work while it's brighter outside than inside. That crap will be see-through at night when you switch on lights. Also, some plants might need additional lamps. Thanks for this. I'm currently researching window films and was wondering about these very things. There are options that look like frosted glass or scatter rainbows around the room. They don't let you see out though, like the reflective ones. I got the rainbow films for my big apartment windows. They let in tons of bright sunlight for my plants. The rainbows look really pretty, but they do affect visibility from inside as well as outside. They're a very effective privacy screen, but if you like your view, I would stick with the mirrors. I got the rainbow film too and it's lovely. So easy to install and it's gorgeous, I highly recommend. I have an ugly view so I don't mind so much. I would go with not the butthole, but yeah, the moment I read about it being a mirror I could see it being very bothersome to whomever lives opposite it, especially because it will be reflecting a light and might be bad for their plants and the reason listed above. Was there no alternative, like putting in the film stuff they use to make car windows darker from the outside? Or does that block out light too much for your plants? Let's hope they'll just put up a fence and then you might consider taking it down or not. Laughing out loud. From the film I helped my cousin put up in her house, it's not quite mirror level. It's reflective, yes, but not like if you put a mirror out in the sun, it's like a dark reflective mirror. But then again, there are window tinting options that just turn windows into straight up mirrors, so I don't know what original poster picked. To be honest, I think the neighbors need to get over it. If the husband wasn't Creepo 3000, then this wouldn't have been an issue. Not the butthole original poster. Very much not the butthole. They went out of their way to find the number of your landlord to try to get you in trouble. Speaks volumes about both of them. Yes, totally. Original poster can do and add whatever she/he wants in her/his own damn house, and with a reason like the husband being very creepy, Adding these one-way mirrors is not an butthole at all. Haha, gasp, wheeze, snort. That conversation sure didn't go the way they thought it was going to go, did it? They got all self-righteous and indignant about their poor teens with their low self-esteem and insecurity about their looks, and oh no, now they can't swim anymore and it's all your fault. Honestly, what a load of steaming bullcrap. I would have loved to hear the conversation between the wife and her husband when they got home. Not the butthole. To be honest, I have teen siblings and I'm pretty sure they would love that mirror by the for TikToks and selfies or to check out their cool pool jumps. I'm pretty sure if Original Poster was my parents' neighbor, Original Poster's new issue would be teens using her mirror for vanity, laughing out loud. I was thinking that, truly, most teens would love a mirror by the pool. They would be checking their hair, tan lines, bathing suits, etc. The wife needs to accept her hubby as a creeper. Obviously, it was not a quick glance when there are various pictures to prove otherwise. The teens probably don't like coming over to swim because the husband is a creeper and watches them too. Edit. Thanks for the awards. My thoughts exactly. The mirror means he can't creep on Original Poster, so the teens are the only targets left. // I wonder if they can see him creeping on them in the mirrors watching from the house. That's the $1 million answer right here, haha. To be honest, I don't think that she believes there's a problem. She jumped to his defense, saying that when there are so many houses close together, it's easy to look like you're looking at someone's house when you're really just staring off into space. And that I saw him looking in my direction 3 times means nothing and I'm overreacting. I showed her the pictures I took and she thought he was just staring aimlessly into space because he does that a lot when he is thinking or doing lawn work. They got all self-righteous and indignant about their poor teens with their low self-esteem and insecurity about their looks, and oh no, now they can't swim anymore and it's all your fault. I wonder if it's the wifey projecting the insecurity and passing it off on the teens. Original Poster, not the butthole. Anytime I read someone white knighting for someone else, my immediate thought is projection. I imagine it was the husband who manipulated his wife with this bullcrap to make her go to talk to Original Poster. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.